Hey everyone, RPG Killer Gamer here, and I apologize. What just happened? It was loading too slow because that was something. Don't worry, everything is clear. Anyway, let's get into. Let's get into the game. Well, thank you, but let me. I'm gonna speak to my companions.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just.
That was my Kenny bag.
Blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Love, to die. You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
Game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
Honestly, can't speak for her. I can't speak for Andraste, but I am confused.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are.
Well, people got a twisted sense of humor if we, you know,
But now she's dead. It was all for nothing.
believe in.
Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again.
It's not weakness, love.
Then. We will speak later.
It's not weakness. Huh?
So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports. There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Okay. Heavy. Do not interfere at all. Stop her from killing the traitor or encourage her. Well, yeah.
Glad to see traitors are dealt with quickly.
We must do whatever it takes to protect our interests. I am pleased that you agree.
Of course I agree. Getting in your way apparently means I get killed.
As long as we both desire what is best for this organization, you are probably safe. We will make the
Probably.
Inquisition a force to fear. Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Liliana is always quite scary who she is. Because in the first game, you can make her hardened. They could be nice and careness and sweet, or hardened. They could be a little more different and be more serious, taking stuff seriously and you know.
Reports of faithless
independence.
Keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you care about the mages?
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And
Morgan, when?
It's not right.
Well, you know Wynn and Morgan. I know that
They
much.
called you the left hand of the divine.
That they did. What of it?
Why saw the
Point
Inquisition?
of an inquisition.
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. Sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
I'll try not to break anything.
That's good to hear.
I could use the left hand of the divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
I don't know about that. What is the left
What
hand?
does the left hand of the divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why so much?
You have so many enemies.
Yeah.
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
It's like you're evading the question.
You still haven't told me what you did exactly.
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She
So,
was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
How did you
Yeah,
and Justinia
love.
meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
so she was a fighter.
Or later.
Hold on, let's keep talking.
I'm listening.
You're well connected. Any updates? Tell me about yourself.
Let's talk about you.
Me.
Come on, you do know you got a past and stories.
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Oh, ho. Don't be cryptic.
Do before you worked for the divine.
Or evade my question.
Bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time, I also served a small cloister in Lothering.
Yeah, I know the first game.
The Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
I like to be a
You
bard.
teach me to be a bard.
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
Cool.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always...
Once again, I want to keep talking. Why does keep...
I'm listening.
You seem to great many people.
I've made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Obviously. You met the hero forever. You know her. How you know Josephine? Obviously, she know me, my character from the first game. I mean, and honestly, hold on. Before I answer the question, no. I mean, I played the game so many times, and I was figuring out who to romance. But I would love to romance Liliana in the first game, but I chose someone else. So
You have
just to make your
reasons.
question, make that clear.
I count him among my closest friends. I still write to him for advice when I can. He
Oh,
hasn't replied to my letters in some time. I try not to worry about it. He can take care of himself.
well,
You say you spent
obvious.
some time in Lothian. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I've seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I
Oh,
saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories.
Bethany is always a sweetheart.
Man. He was a little surly. Didn't come to
Carver was a
constrain
little
me getting
dickhead.
to Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
What happened?
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Rayo who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can
Okay.
continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
There's only one more person I need to speak, and that is.
You seem to know a great many people.
Oh, I could
I've
skip
made
that.
friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... right. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
A real party?
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
Aw.
We'll continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Okay, now time to talk to other party members. I know this live stream is not me going out in the other world, doing my mission, but if you play the first or the second game, you had to talk to your companions.
The chosen of Andraste,
Soulless.
a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Sound dashing.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffin, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
You study ancient
Do you mean
ruins?
ruins and battlefield?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set walls. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a major rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra will protect you.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach. Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You think it
You don't
survived?
think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Not all the time. I had to play kiss ass with someone. I mean, I could too, but I'm trying to keep everyone happy, not make them piss at me. Not every time people will agree with your decision. What they make their own statement, they think I'm a kiss ass. But I agree.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blaster. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Tell me about the
What do
Fae.
you know about the Fae?
A great deal, you might wondering. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster in an area that has seen many deaths. Your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
Tell me about
I'd
the
like to know
Fae.
more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
That sounds dangerous, in my opinion.
Sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
Where people will be
I'd like to know more
against
about
it.
The Chantry says that demons
Not
hate
people,
the natural
others.
world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon has that wish gone wrong.
Can we change that?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The Veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. What can I do for you?
Tell me about
Know
yourself.
more about you, Solus.
Why?
Why? I must know I could trust you. Do I need a reason? I respect you.
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. There's so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Spirits try to tempt you.
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
Two reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it, and Unless I traveled, I would never find anything there. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imagination. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a pleasing sight, then. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Well, I should be
You
flattered.
traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers. The best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which
Any place
battlefield?
in particular?
I dreamt Dostigar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signaled fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Caelan's forces.
I hate. I love the first game. The first game will always be the best game for me. It still pains me from in the beginning of the game at Osgard. Logan had to betray the king.
It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power man villain sneering as he...
I swear, if I do get my own camera and all this, get up, everything,
Can't tell which is real.
I will play Dragon Age, the very first one, and do it because I want y'all to see me play, all the.
Many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I'm not. You need a body to be real. Yes, spirits are people. Spirits lacks free will. For argument's sakes, I say they need a body to be real, but yeah, sure, spirits are people.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
I think that's all for him. I think that's it.
What can I do for you?
Yep.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Alright, time to talk to Varric and Cassandra. Those are the only two I need to speak to. I already did talk to Josephine in my last live stream. Varric.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
Glad to be alive. I can barely keep up. This is all bullshit. I'm fine. Too many people die up there. Too many people die up there.
I don't even want to think about how many lives were lost on that mountaintop.
A lot of good men and women didn't make it out of there. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why do you stay? Yeah, why?
It was that bad? Why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish as I died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
Shit haven't sunk yet.
I'm still not sure I believe that any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming.
That better be one.
Consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
I don't, unless we are a miracle worker, I hope for one.
Need something?
I got a personal question.
Something very. You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Where you from?
You from forever?
Well, I know, but
Free marches. Born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
I'm not gonna say that. Kirkwall, it's not bad. Well, it was to Venter Imperium. It was theirs, but not anymore.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant.
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
I don't know about that. I trust you from the second game.
What kind of books have you written?
And I'm curious, have anyone tried to make Varric a rifle in the second game? I mean, it's gotta be impossible for him. Fenris? Yes. Ethelyn? Yes. And what's that other guy? Sebastian? Yes.
Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
What shop do you own?
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half of a big plantation in the vein somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
How do you know Cassandra? Well, I do, because I had to remember I gotta remember her from the second game.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
And I highly doubt, if I remember in the beginning of Dragon Age 2, you was kidnapped.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca, she's one of a kind. Funny story, I bought a salvaged ship and found her locked in a dragon bone reinforced chest in the hold. I broke 3 dozen lockpicks and blunted 9 saws opening that trunk, but it was worth it.
Why Bianca?
Was she named for?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Well, the reason for that is...
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. I just have to leave it at that.
Fair enough.
No problem.
No. Let's keep talking. Can I still keep talking about him?
You want to talk about me?
No.
Flattered.
Alright then, let's talk about something else then.
Need something?
Tell me about the Red
The
Lyrium.
lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered Red Lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
What is it exactly?
What is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What can it do?
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. I've had
Dragon Age 2.
it in Kirkwall, in shifts.
You have a piece of it.
Why do you have red lyrium?
My brother kept the sliver when he sold it. I'm pretty sure he held on to it because it was already talking to him. That little shard drove him mad. I had him taken to a sanitarium and eventually found the fragment in his house. We brought the ship to the surface, Bartrand and I wanted to find out if there was a way to shut it up. So far, it looks like the answer is no.
Is it dangerous?
Red lyrium is as dangerous as you say. Why do you keep it?
I've heard that shit singing to me. I know better than anyone how bad it is. In ores of all miners keep regular, non-crazy raw lyrium in special lead-lined containers. Actually, it's a huge secret how they're constructed. Keeps surface folk from horning in on the lyrium trade. I pulled a lot of strings and got a smith to build me 4 of them nested inside each other. Nobody gets to study it up close for more than an hour, and they have to wait a week between shifts.
So that's why it's so dangerous, huh?
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Yeah, because the way Lillian did something to your brother. I have a question about Hawk.
I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
What was Hawk friends? Oh, see, no fate make no sense. You made up the fight of the air shock. What happened to Anders?
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
And Anders. And honestly, to be honest, in the second game, at the end when he blow up the Chantry, I actually agree with him why he did it. I mean, because one, we all know sooner or later someone's about to do something, and two, there ain't no middle grounds. There will never be no peace with one or the other. They're gonna it's not like we cannot just sit on the fence and just let things happen. I mean, just, not to choose sides. Eventually, it's an inevitable. One way or another, we had to pick a side, and you had to stick with it. Anyway, you made up the Arishok fight.
Really could have killed the Arishok. It would have started a war with the Qunari.
I was told later that the Qunari disavowed his actions. Apparently, the Arishok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another assault in March. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
So they went back to Poe Folan. Huh. Oh well, Orsino fate make no sense.
In the book, you say that
Oh shit. Felix slightly disapproves.
are made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? I
No.
can't tell you how. Why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Okay, I could believe that. It's a pity I had to kill him.
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates?
Yeah, where are they?
Merrill decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting.
Okay,
She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far.
that's
I
cool.
guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan.
Yeah, we killed
Fenris has
them.
kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I
What?
don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly.
Okay.
Bastion went back to Starkhaven. I knew Hawk's sister Bethany was doing something wardeny near the Anderfell's border. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Okay, so where's Hawk then? Wait a minute, so that's all the questions? Let me see.
That's a pretty common.
Yep, okay. So we don't know where Hawk at. Ugh, where is Hawk? And where is the hero for Eldon? I hope I meet them. I want to see my character again. Oh, I gotta talk to Colin too.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Log with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Everything is a mess.
Conclave destroyed, a giant hole in the sky. Things aren't looking good.
Which is why we're needed. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
Oh, hello. Oh, I could flirt with Colin. Well, I don't mind who I'm flirting with and everything. I mean, it's my choice if I feel like it. But for my character, I'm not gonna romance him or flirt with him. I'm not saying you could prefer a gay romance. And no, I'm not a homo. I don't despise gays or nothing like that. I'm okay with that. I got friends who love men and, you know, date men. I mean, I don't mind that. I don't mind.
You understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying. Was there something you needed?
Are you... Damn, they still... I'm curious. Are you with anyone?
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made a few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest.
I can't say I was looking. Honestly, there was not good company back then.
You're not looking, are you?
I take it you're not looking now.
Between the needs of the Inquisition, well, I can't say that I am.
Okay, why did the Templar leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What changed?
The Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
In that time, they have come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of them. I sympathize with their frustrations.
I don't hate you. You are a good Templar, but I just don't like the way how you acted in the first game in the Circle of Magi.
What do you think of the people you work with?
What do you mean?
How about
What do
Josephine?
you think of our ambassador?
We have met. How she delights in meeting the nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
What do you think of Liliana?
Like working with Liliana.
The Inquisition did not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly.
Liliana is passion, but she is quite scary if you think about it.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
I should let you get back to work.
Did you need something?
Tell me about the Templar's
I
life.
know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13? That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I'll try not to do so. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at least.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that day?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do not speak for the mages.
Templars and mages never speak to each other.
Some do. But Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Do you enjoy your training?
Learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfiguration wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Tell me about your vows.
Take vows. I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, the first draft of lyric. Its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Okay, that's all.
I wanted to know. Thank you.
Another time then.
But I don't agree. But some of the Templars are corrupted because they beat up and taking joy out of you know, for the mages. I don't know, Wade beat them up like that. Are you alright? You need stronger dummies. What's that supposed to be, me? You're impressive. You know what? Hell with it.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy...
God, my character looks so awesome.
One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madman, a fool, and they may be right.
What do you
Your
believe?
faith tell you.
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm chosen?
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What happened next?
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this case to be paid for.
Whoa, that dummy is in the way. What the actual hell?
I only pray the price is not too high.
Okay, that was weird. It was foolish, it's too late to turn back. Well, you had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail.
But you're not a dude.
I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Well, you wasn't. Yeah. I mean, you had no reason to believe me. I was, innocent.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone.
Well, you was about to snap my neck.
You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
I'm gonna say I'm not atheist, but yeah, sure, I believe him.
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
I just need to talk to her, and we could go to the woods and,
Where are you from?
do our mission now. You don't know?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Make something. No, let's be honest.
I was born in Ostwood, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevellians, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free March as your home? Are you eager to go back?
I go now if I have a choice. None of you. Ooh, no, don't say that. Home is wherever I am.
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
I like us to be close. No, I'm gonna say I could tell she don't like me prying into her business or know her. Just being friendly.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're Navarran royalty?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
So... you're not on good terms.
You're not on very good terms with your family, then.
I do not visit, if that's what you mean. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, But few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories.
Oh,
My
wow.
brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Okay, okay.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
What about your parents?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortale tarsi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortale tarsi.
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortale tarsi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
You work for the Divine.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
The Divine Justinian, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
What is the right hand?
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You believe in her.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
So you're being modest.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What become of the mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and most holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the convent.
Ouch. You're delightful.
You're delightful, you know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
She's trying to shut me down. Uh. Hey, Average Games.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yes?
There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to be talking about.
Seekers of truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
What are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine, and not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
I say,
No,
how you been, Average
they didn't
Games?
assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill.
Been good making videos and shit.
Considered rare.
Are you gonna make another video
We originally united with the
the game you were playing when you were
It was felt
the one when you was that killer and you could not kill not one person? I want to see more of that because that was hilarious.
and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
Yeah, I'm playing it and I just upload South Park the Question, but wow, the fit is pretty good. Okay, I really need to. I'm still trying to get a different. It's going to be a very long one, despite the talking and long conversation and get to know of these other characters. But I don't mind, but still.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her.
I heard about South Park the Fraction Butthole. It's a good game, but some of it. I heard there are some characters in the game that is not right because South Park always love to break. Love to burn bridges.
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the Mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
I've no more questions.
Yes?
How much I had to still... Just 2 more. Okay.
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
If you ask my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
What new purpose?
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinian?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new Divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
If they do choose a new Divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of Divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new Divine could expect such obedience now.
I'm surprised you rebelled.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a full walkthrough of it. South Park, cool.
It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care
Shoot,
so
I
much
played
that
South Park: The Stick of Truth
action is necessary.
on the PlayStation
I
3.
suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
One of the best games ever made. Even though it don't happen with wars or nothing like that, but it was still an awesome game to play, even if it was RPG.
I have some more questions.
As you wish.
I swear to God, the South Park: The Stick of Truth, this game, it's just gone way too far. It just go way too far with their, what they do. They just burn bridges like left and right.
Tell me about your brother.
Anthony was older than I, a dragon hunter, who showed what a Pentagast could truly be. I idolized him. I wanted to hunt dragons as he did, even though our uncle forbade it. Anthony promised to train me in secret. We would hunt together one day, brother and sister.
I also got Doubt, a scary shark game I'm gonna play, and The Stick of Truth. And The Stick of Truth was amazing. Yes, it was. The game was amazing.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pried.
No, it's fine. A group of apostates wanted dragon blood, and wanted Anthony to get it for them. He refused, and they killed him for it. In front of me. I begged the Chantry to let me become a Templar. Instead, they sent me to the Seekers. It took many years to let go of my drive for vengeance.
I think I understand how you felt.
At times I could not breathe. The rage nearly choked me. I sometimes wonder how different my life would be if Anthony was still alive. Would I be a dragon hunter? Married to some noble fool, a mother of 3? I cannot say. I take solace in believing the Maker has a plan, but he is not always kind.
I'll let you get back to work.
I think that's all the conversation I had. Yep, that's all conversation. But eventually, I'm gonna meet more characters who's gonna be joining with me, and I'm gonna have to talk to them a lot. I know that I know some of you don't like it, but if you ever play Dragon Age, then you know how it is. So you gotta deal with it. I fought on the dragon on my last fit. What the fuck? What the fuck? I fought on the dragon on the last fit. Are you serious? Okay. What? Oh, I missed something. Okay.
Have you been able to save many people?
Summon the War Council. More money. Cool. The black... Oh, this place. A black Librarian. I need 4 powers. 8. And that's it. Okay. The area power and Ferric approval up. Okay. I'm going to end this live stream here. I'm done all the talking, and my show is about to come on, and I'm about to watch Fear of the Walking Dead. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks. It stopped because it's because they delayed it for like a month or something. Maybe it was on mid-season or whatnot. And to be honest, The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead, it's not exactly a good season. Not this season, of course. Because the season is not exactly... not that great. Because if you watch Fear of the Walking Dead, this season is just nothing but the past, flashbacks, and not spend much time of the present. And it's kind of boring, but I'm still trying to give the show a chance. Season 1, terrible. Season 2, okay. Season 3, great. But Season 4, it just went terrible again. But besides the point. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here, and we will head to our mission when I make another live stream. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next, and see you till next time. See you guys, and see you Average Games. Peace.